Part 399. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu. Chapter 3981. Then what to do? You can't just sit and wait for death, can you? Then get a hammer. We can't let this guy gain power. Why? Otherwise, we will be the unlucky ones. At that time, it will really be completely cold. Finally, it's all over. Then you're still playing with a chicken. Bai Piao couldn't help but started to look around. While talking, his eyeballs couldn't help turning, and then frantically scan the surroundings. While speaking, the facial expression changes very realistically. Fang Fan was silent for a moment. He was a little uncertain right now. Fang Fan looked at Xiao Xiao in his arms. Xiao Xiao, what do you think? Fang Fan believed in Xiao Xiao very much. Facts have proved that there is indeed an inextricable connection between Xiao Xiao and the Futu Palace. There are some connections, so Fang Fan can often seize the opportunity. This divine ladder is mine. Xiao Xiao blinked her eyes, then said seriously. Fang Fan. Now he is getting more and more confused. What type of situation is this? He really didn't quite grasp it. The divine ladder is Xioxios. Is Xiao Xiao joking with him? Xiao Xiao also doesn't seem like the kind of person who likes to tell nonsense. Fang Fan looked at the pious people at the bottom of the divine ladder who kowtowed 3 times and worshipped 3 times, and for a moment there was a different expression on his face. These people, maybe they are going to be deflated? Is that the case? Especially Wangtu, the first-class saint in the Temple of the Light Alliance. He was the first to implement the rule of 3 kowtows and 9 worships, burning incense and bathing. He had always thought that the reason why the divine ladder was slowly descending was also because of him. But now, all of this has changed. Among them, the problem is very big. For a while, the unnecessary nonsense, no need to say more, just follow it. Boy Fang Fan, you. Bai Piao continued to make noise. Fang Fan stared at him, and the guy just shut up. Are you still talking nonsense? Where does all this nonsense come from? I was dumb for an instant, and naturally it was nothing. Everything, be silent on the spot. That's it, it's good. Where did all this nonsense come from? Nonsense. My brain is about to split open. There's something wrong with your kid's expression. Have you already figured out the situation, kid? Can't you talk to me too? You kid is becoming more and more of a chicken thief now. Why? How can this be done? We are brothers. There can't be so many hidden things between brothers. Boy Fang Fan. Bai Piao started a new discussion. The corner of Fang Fan's mouth twitched, and then his whole body went numb. He doesn't understand how this guy has so much nonsense. Nonsense. Endless. The more you talk, the more powerful you are. Don't know how noisy it is? Fang Fan didn't speak, just stared at the audience. Now we can only wait for a wave to see what direction the next situation will develop. Fang Fan's eyes gathered slightly, the corners of his mouth raised slightly, his thoughts fluttered, and various thoughts gradually increased. The eyes of the audience are basically staring at the divine ladder that is slowly falling in the sky. The divine ladder shining with pure white light is falling down little by little at this moment. During this process, passing through the fiery red beetle, the falling speed gradually increased. Then it continued to fly down. Looking at the past at a glance, one can't help but follow the eyes. The picture in front of me is inexplicably surprising and stunned. Thoughts drifted away, everything was silent. Gradually numb, gradually sinking. On the ground, there are more and more people who bathe and burn incense and kowtow 3 times and 9 times. Each of them seemed to be possessed by a demon, each forming a wave of following suit. And with the passage of time, such a wave has an intensifying trend. For a moment, people couldn't help but see a bright light. After a little thought, he couldn't help but swallowed a mouthful of saliva. The sense of surprise and excitement gradually came into place. Anyway, we've reached this point, so let's take a gamble. It doesn't cost anything anyway. At most, it is a waste of an incense burner, a waste of a stick of incense. As for 3 kowtows and 9 obeisances, and then damage a little majesty. But at this moment, to be honest, how much is majesty worth? This is something that doesn't matter at all, and people don't care much about it at all. And when so many people are kowtowing and bowing there without majesty, it doesn't matter, people don't care about this kind of thing at all. It doesn't matter at all. Didn't even think about it? The whole person, relaxed. Originally, those cultivators of the Protoss felt that it was embarrassing to kowtow and bow 9 times like this, and even laughed at those who kowtowed and bowed 3 times. They even directly arrested Talha, the first person who proposed to follow suit. But now, of course, he was slapped in the face. Disgraceful and lost at home. This face has been slapped countless times. Gradually, it has gradually swelled up. Cough. Cough cough cough. This matter is still a long-term plan. This kind of strange method may not be impossible to try. If the effect of the attempt is good, maybe we can really make a wave in this way. Gu Sha, the first-class god general of the Shenzhou, blushed and then said aside. Immediately afterwards, he looked at the bound Talha. Now he didn't dare to underestimate Talha. Talha's vision is indeed different from ordinary people. Now, I regret that I was so casual before. If this is not the case, it will be more likely to perform 3 kowtows and 9 bows, bathe and burn incense early. General Talha. During these special ceremonies, are there any more special words? For example, when to act, when to burn incense, and when to prostrate. General Talha, you have done a lot of research on these aspects. General Talha, tell me quickly. General Talha, don't be silent. It's not the time for you to be silent. General Talha, this is a great opportunity for you to make contributions to the Protoss. You must not miss it. Once this kind of thing is missed, it will be gone. After all, the chance of capturing the divine ladder is so slim. Gu Sha, the first-class god of the Protoss, gritted his teeth and hurriedly said aside. This matter is very complicated. Very complicated. So complicated that it can make people completely messy. In this situation, stability is the necessary choice. Now this ancient temple god general can only seize every opportunity he can seize. He regretted not trusting Talha before, isn't he thinking of a way to remedy it now? Just looking at Talha's indifferent attitude, Gu Sha's face gradually turned ugly. Divine system of the strongest card supplier in the end times, Doomsday strongest card supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 3982. If you want face, I will give you face, if you want lining, I will give you lining. Well now, everything is given to you, are you pretending for me here? Regardless of the overall situation of the entire Protoss. What the hell are you thinking? Isn't this the bastard's home? No chance. Some things, if you miss it, you miss it. Let me go. Quaid. Let me go. You bastard. Talha was able to maintain his composure at the beginning, but suddenly he seemed to go crazy, his complexion became gloomy a little bit, and the corners of his mouth suddenly twitched, as if there was endless resentment in his heart. Almost crying right now. Quaid, the second-rank god general of the Protoss, is still in the posture of restraining him. I don't want to let go for a while. This bastard thing, don't give yourself face. So I must teach him a lesson. Otherwise, wouldn't labor and capital be regarded as human beings? Don't pay attention to labor and capital? How can this work? Quaid. Let go of General Talha. God Talha will be the brains of our Protoss. When are you allowed to teach me a lesson here? You. How presumptuous. Don't say it's me, General Talha, even the city lord has to be courteous. Who gave you the courage to dare to attack General Talha? Don't stop now. Talking to you. Didn't hear you. Are you deaf or dumb? Bastard thing. Talha, the first-class god general of the Protoss Tianlin city, had a gloomy face. While talking, he couldn't help but snorted coldly at the side, killing intent gathered in his eyes, and gradually pressed forward fiercely. This look is very real. For a moment, the picture in front of him was moving a little bit. It is more than words. If one hears that this ancient temple god will be so caring and loved in a normal state, a sense of excitement will naturally arise in his heart. As for now, some only feel confused and ridiculous. Ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Do you really want to treat everyone as a fool? What does it look like? Don't you have any clues in your heart? What's the point of talking nonsense? Ridiculous. Ridiculous to the extreme. The awareness of sand sculptures has been immeasurable. That's it? Talha silently snorted coldly in his heart. If he had really looked at him high, he wouldn't have allowed Quaid to insult him for so long just now. It's still useful to see him now, so you changed your face? Talha smiled wryly, feeling inexplicably sad in his heart. This is the tragedy of the Protoss. He originally thought that this ancient temple god general could be regarded as a first-class god general in Tianlin City. In Tianlin City, one person is less than 10,000. And it seems to be relatively fair on weekdays, so I still trust him in my heart, thinking that he will be the one I can trust. But now, facts have proved that all of this is indeed his overthinking. Being slapped in the face again and again, I should have some feelings in my heart. Just understand. Talk too much, it's meaningless. The moment of gradual silence gradually becomes disappointing. Disappointment, in fact, is only for a moment. I understand everything. There is really no need to pretend to be deaf or dumb. Toss to the end, still such a ghostly look. Nothing, just play. Feeling inexplicably sad in my heart. My lord, he is disrespectful to you. Quaid gritted his teeth, he still didn't want to let Talha go, he hasn't taught him enough yet. Shut up. I don't want to say the words of this god general a second time. How? Are you going to disobey the orders of the god general? Snort. You are so brave. The cold snort was fully in place, and his eyes flickered, and then there was an extremely strong sense of oppression. For a while, his thoughts gradually emptied. God General Gussa only wants to extract some useful words from Talha, so his attitude towards Talha should be better now. But who knew that Quaid was just a stunned young man? What the hell? Just like a sand sculpture, it just wants to jump around there, and then make trouble for him. Damn thing. It's too sandy. God Gucha's temper is much better now, in the past, it was just like this, and he just cut it across the board. Oh. New. Quaid muttered, and then he released Talha very reluctantly. At this moment, the mouth is almost straight up to the sky. It looks like this, inexplicably has a sense of sand sculpture. For the rest, of course, there is nothing to talk about. Gradually numb the present, that's all. I understand everything. I don't understand, if you continue to force it, it doesn't make any sense. Damn thing. Snapped. Snapped. The moment Talha was freed, he turned around directly, and then shot left and right, directly giving Talha, the second-class god general of the Protoss Tianlin city, two big mouths. The big mouth seemed quite loud, and when I listened to it for a while, I was deeply moved. The feeling is gradually in place. The mentality gradually became stable. The feeling is very appropriate. Quaid. Labor was beaten? With this big mouth smacking my face, my humming mentality has collapsed. How many more are you doing? What is going on? Can we stop for a little while? If you insist on doing this, it's really meaningless. Are you making it clear that you are doing something wrong? Do you have to follow suit? Then let's do it together. Kill you in minutes. Son of a bitch. They're all bastards. Damn thing. It's all humming dog stuff. A mouthful of old blood was about to be spit out. I'm Quaid, the second-class general of Tianlin City, the upper city of the Protoss. Not to mention the high position and weight, at least 100,000 troops are under his command. If the city lord or the first-class god general of Gus's slaps me and beats me, then I can bear it, and even think that these are all as they should be, and they are all reasonable. But what the hell are you? Ah. Flap. Toss. Crazy. Crazy after all? Fluttering to and fro, isn't it still completely numb in the end? It's nothing, and you just know how to mess around like this. Who can stand it? Damn thing. It's all dog stuff. Batuz's stuff, it's messed up immediately. Talha. You dare to wage labor. Labor and capital will kill you. You don't even have the upper and lower ranks, do you? Oh shit. You don't understand, I'm here to teach you. The growling sound gradually came into place, followed by the gnashing of teeth. Quaid was so angry that his hair was about to burst into smoke. Teeth chattering crazily, unable to speak a word. Let him hold back like this, that's definitely not possible. He is not the kind of person who can endure revenge. There must be revenge. Otherwise, he would have to hold back his illness. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 3983. Okay. Stop it. Business matters. Quaid, stand down. Don't disturb General Talha. The first-class god of the Protoss Tianlin City spoke to Gusha, and while speaking, his face looked very ugly, his eyes wandered, and he felt a strong sense of oppression. Quaid was stunned for a moment, gritted his teeth. He was naturally very upset, and wanted to continue arguing with Gusha, but Gusha's sharp and firm eyes swept over him and directly suppressed him. This wave, there is no nonsense, just pretend to be cowardly like a bastard. It's better than anything else. Quaid also knew that the official task of the ancient temple god general at this moment was to seize the god ladder as soon as possible. In this way, he didn't dare to follow up and shout. Otherwise, if he fails in the end, and he has to be blamed, isn't he a blood loss? General Talha. Hey. I know that I may have done something bad on my side before, and I have been wronged on your side. I understand. I understand it all. But how to say this matter? After all, there are still many levels involved, right? You are broad-minded, so don't worry about this matter. Cough. I mean, do you understand? It's important now. As long as I can get the ladder, I can do whatever you want. Hit me? No problem. Give me a knife? No problem. Even, let me be your cow or horse. I only have one condition, that is, the divine ladder. Why? Gucha gritted his teeth, looking very humble at the moment. Facts have proved that this wave is too humble. Before, he admitted that he made a wrong judgment, did not obey Talha's arrangement, and even sat back and watched Quaid take Talha away. Now, I naturally regret it in my heart. So what I want to do now is to remedy it. Quickly remedy it. This wave is really unbearable. The whole person is completely numb. With deep emotion, it is nothing, just playing around. I just said it all. There is no chance now. When the divine ladder hadn't changed before, it might still be useful to perform those rituals. But they have already been preempted by others, how can it still be useful? As long as there is a brain, it is impossible to ask such a question. Talha had a cold face, and then secretly sneered. Every now and then I'm calling you stupid. This wave of abuse has indeed hit my self-esteem a bit. It's even like holding a knife and stabbing yourself in your chest. That taste is not good. Gucha was so angry that his glaucoma was about to break out. This guy is really cool now. Bastard. Why are you shouting? That makes you smart, doesn't it? Damn thing. Chi way endless. Even secretly ridiculed that I have no brains. For a while, Gucha was indeed very angry, but as a leader, he naturally couldn't directly burst out as he wanted, and could only silently settle down. Immediately, he breathed out a turbid breath, his eyes trembled slightly, and all kinds of thoughts became agitated. Thoughts are flying, everything is silent. What should be grasped is still to be grasped. The key is, be sure to be steady. Is there really nothing you can do? General Talha, you are a well-known wise man among our Protoss. If even you can't do anything, then this situation is really serious. If you have a solution, be sure to let me know. General Talha. At this moment, Gucha can only brag about it. From his point of view, he can only quickly make this matter develop in a better direction. No solution anymore. It is really too difficult. It's hard to move my hands and feet. Once he failed to seize the divine ladder, Gucha's heart would beat when he thought of the angry eyes of the city lord Cassius. Etc. Why should I be afraid? Why should I be afraid of Cassius? Before, I was afraid because I couldn't beat him. He is the best demigod, and I am just a strong demigod. There is a gap between them, so I dare not mess around. But now, are these still problems? It's not a problem, it doesn't matter. What does it have to do with me? It's all small problems, isn't it? After being enlightened by the pure energy of the fourth floor of the Futuk Palace, I am now in the peak demigod state. The realm is the same, how much difference can there be in terms of combat power? So, I can establish another upper city independently of Cassius. Or divide Tianlin city into two. Designate the land as the king. Anyway, I'm a supreme demigod, so I can't submit to Cassius, can I? Drifted. The pupils of Gucha, the first-class god general of the Protoss Tianlin city, lit up, and his whole body became excited. Don't get too excited, okay? Isn't this what you want? Very graceful, okay. Suppress it directly. It can be called invincible. For a moment, Gucha followed suit with a smirk. Guka God General, are you, alright? Could it be because of too much pressure, so some couldn't bear the pressure, and directly got lost and went crazy? Guka God General, you have to be steady. It's not a big deal. In terms of mentality must be stable. The body is the capital. The God General of the ancient temple. Quaid couldn't help comforting him from the side. Roll. Shut up. Why so much nonsense? Will you be loyal to me? Gucha suddenly said. Quaid opened his mouth and was immediately stunned. Dude, what the hell is this talking about? Really stupid. But Quaid nodded honestly and said, of course, the Lord City Lord ordered us to obey your instructions. Before Quaid finished speaking, Gucha suddenly said again. If I had a bloody battle with Cassius, who would you help? This topic is hot enough. No matter how stupid Quaid is, he can still hear something is wrong. Is this the rhythm of the rebellion? Good guy, this is really going to be carried out, good guy. Can we not be so exciting? Such an exciting scene, I can't grasp it at all. Master Guka God General, let's not engage in such exciting things, okay? Let's be good, safe, and sound, okay? Not much to say, not much to say. It's so nice to be quiet. What are you doing? You have to follow Pu Leng. Cough. Cough cough cough. No need, really no need. Worrying. We're not kidding. Quaid couldn't help but wipe the cold sweat off his forehead. This wave really shouldn't be frightening. We are timid, can you stop testing me with such explosive topics? Divine system of the strongest card supplier in the end times, Doomsday strongest card supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 3984. Who wants to joke with you? I'm telling the truth. You have been suppressed by that tyrant Cassius for too long, so you tremble when you hear his name. Actually, isn't he just like that? It's only in the top demigod realm, is it very strong? I'm also in the top demigod state now. If they match up, it's still unknown who will win the game. Gu Sha, the first-class saint in Tianlin city of the Protoss, licked his lips and drifted away. Hearing these words now, it made people feel a little confused for a while. His lips trembled, he couldn't do anything he wanted to say, and he looked numb anyway. As thoughts fluttered, there seemed to be holy rays of light shining all over his body. This appearance is inexplicably deep and abrupt. Hearing that Gu Sha was pretending to be aggressive, everyone around looked at each other and dared not say a word at the moment. In this wave, the whole heart was in a mess on the spot, completely unaware of what was going on, and when the thoughts were restrained, the extreme sense of panic was about to crush the whole person to the end. It was painful and seemed extremely numb. When the thoughts were suppressed, he didn't know how to carry out his actions at all. The rhythm is fluttering in place little by little. With this arrangement, it's pretty safe. Basically no problem. How dare those cultivators of the Protoss speak nonsense now? At this moment, he could only keep turning his eyeballs, and then quickly turned his gaze to other directions. The more I thought about it, the more messy my thoughts became. Extremely painful emotions gathered in his mind, and gradually, he completely became numb. Now no one dares to make a statement. According to the normal situation, at this moment, he should be madly denouncing this ancient temple for being whimsical. Isn't this frankly treason? Regarding the matter of rebellion, there is really no need to say so much. In the end, I will only become extremely painful. Means nothing. If they are on the wrong team, they will be liquidated in the future. Basically, it is a dead end. Is there really no thought or feeling in this heart? If you can't grasp it, you will be cool. Painful, but mad. The picture in front of him became blurred little by little. For the sake of safety, all the cultivators of the Protoss simply kept silent this time. Anyway, I don't express my opinion. Even if I don't get the so-called Kong Long Gong in the future, at least I can't blame him, right? Otherwise, this kind of thing is too disgusting. His thoughts drifted away, and his whole body gradually became numb. Nothing, everything is just a joke. In the end, what's the point? Isn't it pretty easy to say just now? What's the matter now? Is this, dumb? Is this the case? Speak clearly. What the hell is going on? The cold snort was fully displayed, and the killing intent in the eyes gradually revealed, and his complexion became distorted little by little while speaking. Gu Sha, the first-class god general of the Protostian city, had a cold face, and his face flickered while talking. Are these people practicing Tai Chi? When they choose to practice Tai Chi, it seems a bit sandy to some extent. Now I am here, but this group of people just don't support me, which can explain some problems. It shows that in the minds of this group of people, the Lord Cassius still has a very strong influence. When the city Lord Cassius is here, they may all subconsciously choose to obey the city Lord Cassius. After this matter was revealed, what else is there to say about the others? Thoughts wandered, and consciousness surged to the extreme. In this way, it is not only embarrassing, but also a kind of tarnish and insult to oneself. Damn it! The mentality immediately collapsed. The posture of gnashing his teeth was fully displayed, and for a while, black lines flickered on his forehead. Mess. All of them are messed up? Here are a few more. Damn thing. It's all dog stuff. General Cade. I was asking you before. Now, I still want to ask you. I just want to ask you, who do you want to be loyal to? All you have to say is a name. Is it Cassius or Migusa? General Quaid. Actually, I've always noticed that Cassius doesn't treat you very well. Before, just because a small group of soldiers mutinied in the army, Cassius wanted to kill chickens and monkeys, and wanted to kill you. These things cannot be expressed clearly in a few words. You should understand what I mean. It's good to understand, but I'm afraid that if you don't understand this matter, then it's a real sand sculpture, and it's really meaningless. I believe that General Quaid should be able to make the right choice, right? At least in this matter, you will have some judgment of your own, won't you? General Cade, can you understand what I said? There was a flash of light in his eyes, and as he spoke, all kinds of consciousness burst into place bit by bit, as if to completely obliterate everything at the moment. The impetuous heart is feeling a little proud. Gusha's eyes seem to be burning with the fire of desire for power. When this fire of desire for equity burns to the extreme, everything around here will be instantly reduced to ashes. Everything, messy on the spot. That being the case, let's talk to someone. It's all over. This wave is basically meaningless. It has been fluttering, or tossing. To be honest, it doesn't feel that strong. Even, it looks very numb, very numb. Quaid was on the verge of crying. Grass. Don't bring such a bully. Why? Why? Why do you keep bullying yourself? This toss to the end, it's too difficult for me, right? Gritting his teeth, this thought has already cracked, isn't it good? Do I have a choice now? In other words, maybe there is only one one-way street in front of me. Choose to follow Lord Cassius, and you will definitely offend the ancient temple gods in the future. Hey. In the past, if you were offended, you would be offended, but now he is already a demigod existence. This has reached the peak state. It's really, really unnecessary to offend others in this situation. This wave, it's just numb, isn't it? This is still playing with a hammer. It's nothing, keep following Pu Leng. If you flutter to the end, you will be safe. Basically that's what happened. And now the ancient temple god general is in front of me, and he is still saying such words to me. If I choose to refuse, I'm afraid I won't have a good life. That's meaningless. Divine system of the strongest card supplier in the end times, Doomsday strongest card supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 3985. Quaid, the second-class god general of the Protostian city, thought to himself, his teeth were chattering little by little. The more I think about it, the more numb my thoughts are. This also plays with a hammer. It's gimmicky, meaningless. Toss until the end, completely cool. The sand sculpture feeling invaded the whole body. Numb, unconscious. but if I directly transfer to the command of the ancient temple god general, my life will indeed be easier in this Buddha palace or even in the entire god's ruins. But it can only be better than that. Why? In the end it's still not working. Maybe it will be even more unlucky. That way there is no future. Will Gusa God be the opponent of Lord Cassius after leaving the Buddha palace and the relics of the gods? Although they are all in the same state now, but the city lord has stepped into the absolute demigod state tens of thousands of years ago. Now that I've practiced for so long, maybe I'm much stronger than the god general Guka who just reached the absolute demigod realm. Worrying. If this is the case, then there is nothing else to say. This wave is basically a dead end. This is still playing with a hammer. It's nothing. A muttering sound followed, and as his thoughts fluttered, he couldn't help swallowing saliva frantically. I don't know why. The more you think about it, the messy it gets. Mess. It's a mess right now. At the moment when the mind was gathering, it seemed even more anxious. His hands trembled slightly, his eyes flickered, and he really wanted to lie flat. What the hell? Being human is really painful. These bastards. What are you doing? It doesn't matter, it's all dead. Why? It's the difference between an early death and a late death. Oh shit. The son of a turtle. These things. It's too painful. My mentality is broken. This is still playing with a hammer. I'll kill you in minutes. The muttering sound followed, and Quade's eyeballs couldn't help rolling wildly. The more he thought about it, the more he couldn't grasp his state of mind. How? Just let you say a name, is this so difficult? The crazy feeling of crushing invaded, and Gusha, the first-class god general of the Protostian city, looked sharper and more abrupt. For a while, Quade faltered and couldn't speak. The subordinates are willing to dedicate all their loyalty to Master Gucha. From today onwards, my subordinates are Lord Gucha's most loyal lackeys and servants. Master Gusa Bingfeng is pointing at the direction I am fighting for. Master Gusa. Waves of excited shouts came, and the sound of breathing gradually became rapid. The picture in front of him was stabbing little by little. It is more than words. So conscious, sweeping in place, and a hammer? Wouldn't it be nice to just follow along? Quade chose to lie flat. Relatively speaking, if you choose the god general of the ancient temple, you can die a little later, at least you have to wait until the ruins of the gods are released before you will be retaliated by the city lord Cassius. But if you don't choose to surrender now, you will suffer revenge from the Lord Cassius now. In such a situation, what else is there to say? Don't you just follow along? Is that basically the case? The thoughts gathered in place, and inexplicably gave rise to bursts of bitterness. But now that the choice has been made, there is no regret. Anyway, regretting it is still a dead end in the end. At that time, I still feel restless and painful in my heart. In the end, it meant nothing. Just follow the tossing and tossing, does it have the meaning of a hammer? In the end, there will only be a comprehensive end. That is it. So real. Safe as ever. Gusha, the first-class god general of the Protostian city, raised his eyes slightly, with a satisfied look on his face. This wave feels very cool. Not bad, very good. Haha. You're funny. And very knowledgeable. What I admire most is people like you. Don't worry, when I ascend to the position of city lord, you will be the deputy city lord. The ancient temple god general nodded in agreement, and naturally wanted to buy a wave of horse bones at this moment. Just like now, the sense of ritual must be strong. His eyes flickered, and the corner of his mouth smiled. Sincere and beautiful. After a good start with Quade, Gusha became more confident. He looked at the other practitioners of the Protoss. Everyone, what's your choice? Do you still want me to inquire one by one in person? Can you stop pretending to be deaf and dumb? Tell you the truth, if you dare to waste anything, be careful with your flesh and blood. The cold snort swept across in place, and the picture in front of him also cracked little by little. While the thoughts are flying, the feeling of depression is full. Crazy consciousness has long since exploded. It's nothing, I feel like I'm just playing around. General Talha. God General Lugas. God General Kanu. One by one, the ancient temples began to shout their names. The Protoss God General who was called by his name immediately had a desperate expression. Too difficult. Every moment is frankly a king bomb start. There is no good way to follow and implement it, okay. Deep down, there is only extreme anxiety. Too difficult. Difficult to go to the blue sky? This wave, let's play a few more. Nothing, just some nonsense. The point is, this calf is really meaningless. God of the ancient temple. You're a bit obsessed now. Is it because there are really some special substances in this Buddha palace, which can confuse the mind and stimulate the extreme desire hidden deep in everyone's heart? You look a little like you now. It's not much better. Just thinking about fighting for power? Or even want to replace the city lord? First of all, whether you can escape from this ghost place is still one thing. Can't we put all our energy on seizing the treasure and killing those foreigners? What's the point of arguing at this moment? Didn't you hear what I said? Or what? What I said, isn't it clear enough? Ah. 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 Is it still possible? Talha stood up silently, and turned directly against the guest. While talking, the tyrannical look on his face was beyond words. Sad. It's really sad now? In the beginning, although the Protoss were small in number, compared with those foreigners, the biggest advantage was unity. But now it's all right, what the hell has lost even the biggest advantage? How is this wave going? You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shuyu. Chapter 3986. Thinking of this, Talha couldn't stand it anymore. As for who will be the city lord, who will be the ruler, Talha doesn't care. For him, these are all small things. He didn't care about it, and he really didn't bother to care in his heart. I even feel that these are all sand sculptures. But now Gusha is forcing people to submit to him at this critical moment, which makes people panic. At that time, those who support the ancient temple and those who support the Lord Cassius will naturally be divided into two factions. What do you want to do then? Could it be that there is still a direct bloody battle to the end? Is this the rhythm of fighting to the end? Is there such a sand sculpture? Can't you pay attention to the rhythm a little bit? It's okay. Just fight yourself first. In the hearts of everyone, such thoughts could not help but arise. Gradually, my mind was full of thoughts, my consciousness was messed up, and my whole body went numb. What the hell, let's talk about a hammer. In the end, completely numb the moment. It's nothing, it's just playing, it's just playing. So, interesting. No point, really no point. After tossing to the end, his thoughts were suppressed. Everyone in the Protoss couldn't help but focus their attention on Talha. In fact, they all supported Talha's words in their hearts. In other words, Talha's words reached their hearts thoroughly. But these words really made Gucha feel extremely uncomfortable. This wave is equivalent to directly carrying out a comprehensive dimensionality reduction attack on him. Who can grasp this? Doesn't this mentality explode in minutes? This made him still have the face of a hammer in front of these people. Why don't you save any face for labor and management? Can this work? Shut up, Talha. You have no place to speak here. In front of Mr. Gucha, you dare to be presumptuous. It's fine if you were presumptuous to me before, but I didn't expect you to be so crazy now. Ah! What the hell are you trying to do? Court death. Look at me killing you in no time. The roaring sound gradually gathered, and everything in the sky was being destroyed. Quaid has now chosen to serve Gussa, so, as the first existence to surrender, he naturally has to do his duty as a dog's leg. Snapped. A loud slap sounded, and a big mouth slapped him, and slapped him far away. For a while, I felt dizzy and numb. This wave, I can't do anything I want to say. Completely numb on the spot. While the eyeballs were trembling, he swallowed saliva frantically. Basically, that's it. With a messy heart, let's talk to someone. Sand sculpture at the moment, numb on the spot. Talha was slapped on the ground by Quaid's big mouth, with blood gushing from the corner of his mouth, looking very miserable. At this moment, Quaid still didn't want to end it like this, and wanted to continue to display his tyranny. Die. Damn thing. Death to labor and capital. Kill you. Kill you. Bastard. You bastard. Strike you to death. Beat you to death. The posture of gnashing teeth was fully displayed, black lines flickered on his forehead, and the corners of his mouth twitched. His mentality was already collapsing with blood. The rhythm is out of order. Consciousness collapsed. In this wave, many thoughts are completely speechless. Damn it. Damn thing. It's all humming dog stuff. I almost spit out a mouthful of old blood. Talha was beaten by Quaid just like that. Gusha watched all this helplessly, and did not choose to stop it. At this moment, he needs to show his authority. He needs to kill chickens and scare monkeys. You have to let them take a good look at it, and what will happen to you if you offend him. If not, who can sustain the nonsense here? Inexplicably feeling extremely unhappy in my heart, my complexion has long since turned gray. Nothing, just play. Although the Protoss practitioners around felt that Talha was wronged, they all wanted to lend a helping hand, and after looking at each other, they sighed helplessly. Situation is stronger than people. What is the situation now? I naturally have to be clear in my heart. Otherwise, this slap will fall directly. This wave really hurts. It feels like my brain is buzzing and trembling. Not interesting, not really interesting. Protoss. It's over. The fifth floor of the Pagoda Palace doesn't seem to be in any danger, but the biggest danger comes from myself. If you can't even control your own desires, what future do you want? All of this will come to an end. It's not interesting, it's not interesting. Perhaps this is the fate of the Protoss. What more do you want? Impossible. Absolutely impossible. Ha 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 ha. The Protoss will perish. Talha couldn't help laughing wildly, and then began to gossip. These words are condensed in place, and gradually, they give people a sense of extreme oppression deep in their hearts. There were streaks of cold sweat dripping down from his forehead, his breathing became more and more rapid, and his mood was being oppressed little by little. At the moment, I can't do anything I want to say, completely numb, completely unconscious, and completely empty. This wave, let's make a dick. Court death. Gushat, the first-class god general of the Protoss Tianlin city, had a fierce gleam in his eyes. At this moment, he has already moved to kill. The divine ladder is falling at an accelerated rate. It's already fallen. At this time, who knows who suddenly roared, and immediately attracted everyone's attention. Immediately afterwards, more and more people focused their eyes, and their lips twitched little by little as their thoughts fluttered. My thoughts are messed up, and my consciousness is irritable. Here are a few more. Gusha naturally focused on the divine ladder at this moment, and Talha saved his life because of it. Gucha and Quaid stared at the madly falling ladder, each gritted their teeth, ready to snatch it at any time. After being beaten up by Quaid, Talha, who was already injured all over his body, didn't even have the strength to get up. It was Rugas who took advantage of everyone's inattention and secretly pulled him aside to heal him. Otherwise, Talha might have been killed just like that. Can't you talk less? Do you really think that everyone doesn't know what you said? Everyone understands. It's just that everyone has reported it and said it. Just you stupid, knowing that there are tigers on the mountain, you will go to the mountain of tiger. Why? Shoot the bird that stands out. Why don't you understand this truth? I've told you so much, I don't understand anything. Too difficult. It's a mess, it's endless. What the hell are you doing? The voice of emotion gathered, Rugas couldn't help but shook his head and said. He sees clearly. Divine system of the strongest card supplier in the end times, Doomsday strongest card supplier. Author, Shuyu. Chapter 3987. If everyone doesn't say anything, the Protoss will really be over. There will always be the first person. In the end, there's always something to sacrifice. At this point, I knew it from the beginning. This matter, since the rhythm has been grasped, the rest is meaningless. Whatever should be done. The pattern is like this, what can I do? If my death can resonate with everyone, then I would rather die on the spot. This is actually another level of liberation for me. I'd be super excited and thrilled. That's it, that's it. While speaking, thoughts gradually flowed away, and everything was silent. Talha's words seemed very sincere. For a moment, the picture in front of him trembled little by little. Talha smiled, looking bleak for a moment. In this era, that's it? This is clearly an era of sand sculptures. Have nothing to say. All the moments of complete silence, deep in my heart, there is only endless sense of despair. Her lips trembled, but she couldn't say anything. My heart was filled with inexplicable emotion. Difficult to go to the blue sky. Such an idea, let alone tell it to anyone. This wave looks particularly sad. Both hands and feet looked extremely cold. In the moment of numbness, I can't say anything more. Everything is completely silent and completely over. That's it, let's say a few more. At this moment, Talha's body suddenly twitched a few times as if he was returning to the light, and then the scene in front of him became ethereal little by little. God ladder, God ladder. This is the source of the chaos. The original power is so powerful. Terrible. It's really scary. Why? So what if we have a divine ladder? Is it really worth losing your life because of this? What's the point of such a fate? Or, in the end, it's all going to come to an end. If that's the case, it's even more meaningless. Everything is messed up. Puff. While Talha was talking, he suddenly spit out a mouthful of reversed blood, his complexion gradually turned rosy, and for a while, his body trembled in place. The feeling of extreme pain made the whole body numb. This also plays with a hammer. Talha. Talha. You won't it just end like this? Hold on. Ah. Talk to you. Can't you hear me? Talha. You said that if you died here, thanks. How wronged. Why? I don't know how many times I've told you. Why? Lucas couldn't bear to see his brother so cold, so he couldn't help but feel emotional. While speaking, thoughts gradually gathered in his mind, and gradually, he couldn't even say a word. The divine ladder has finally come down. Gradually falling from the sky, this thing is not a normal falling speed at all. The speed of landing on the top is very slow, and it is only slightly better when it is down. But now, it seems to be impossible again. The current situation is particularly messy. My thoughts wandered, I couldn't say a word, I wanted to feel something, but I couldn't express it clearly. To be honest, the taste and feeling are too fancy. Coming. Be mine. Everyone is making a wedding dress for me. Heh. Heh heh. You want to compete with me? Impossible. Absolutely impossible. Die. Let's all die. There was a sharp roar, the eyes gradually turned blood red, and the footsteps gradually stabbed, as if to completely burn everything around. Wangtu, the first-class saint in the Temple of the Alliance of Light, can no longer contain his excitement. Success is imminent. Success is in sight. How not to feel hesitant and passionate? A wave of direct crushing made everyone numb. I am the master. I'm the only winner here. Not only the divine ladder here. All the divine ladders behind are mine. It's mine. It's all mine. Ha 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 ha. Excited, so excited. Come on. Come on all. There's nothing to say, a bloody battle. A bloody battle. Let's do it. The irritable voice was about to squeeze his entire head and explode. For a moment, the picture in front of him was completely wiped out. Wangtu's surprise eyes swept all around. After finally seizing such a surprise moment, how could he not follow Tsundera's wave? This wave, of course, is to show off in front of others. For a while, the smile on his face became more and more excited. Cool, so cool. The footsteps continued to move forward, and the complexion became a little bit rosy. Gradually, that crazy consciousness is about to soar to the extreme. The divine ladder fell straight towards the top of Wangtu's head. Countless pairs of envious and jealous eyes around were focused on Wangtu, and Wangtu enjoyed such eyes very much. Now, he feels that he is the strongest protagonist here. Everyone must bow down to him. Cool. Cool. I am the only master. I am the only supreme. I want everyone to be afraid of me. Fear me. I didn't expect that the real man is really him. Could it be possible that even the true gods have to fall in love with him like this? Why? Why? Damn it! Damn it! I don't accept it. I really don't accept it. Why? This magic ladder really fell on him, I can only be his slave. Is this my destiny? Desperate moment. What else is there to say? It's nothing, it's nothing. Are you really going to be covered by the sky? What kind of world is this? The voice of emotion is in place. Yuan Juxiang, another first-class saint in the Temple of the Light Alliance, felt inexplicably sad in his heart. He thinks he's not bad. He thinks he is strong. But the Naxi things I think are not interesting, let alone meaningful. Toss to the end, inexplicably feel sand sculpture. That kind of sense of fun is not very strong. In the end, it's nothing. Yuan Juxiang closed his eyes silently. To a certain extent, he had already thought of the desperate scene. The matter has come to this point, it is useless to say more. Anyway, in the end, it still looks like a ghost. Never mind. It doesn't make sense anymore. Nothing, just play. From now on, he is just a dog. Since it is a dog, there must be a Viscount who is a dog. From now on, life has followed the stereotypes. Divine system of the strongest card supplier in the end times, Doomsday strongest card supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 3988. Yuan Juxiang closed his eyes silently, and suddenly thought of his bitter years in his heart. In fact, his real name was Yuan Hang, and he was a long-term worker in a butcher's family at that time. It is said that they are long-term workers, but they are actually slaves. In order to squeeze his value, he has suffered endlessly. When he thought that he was about to leave the sea of suffering, who knew that the daughter of the butcher's family who weighed more than 300 catties fell in love with him? For Yuan Juxiang during those days, that was the biggest stain in his life. It was a memory he least wanted to recall. Even if he practiced later and got rid of that kind of life, from time to time, he would still think of that extremely aggrieved history. At this point, the whole person suddenly felt bad. The ultimate sense of sadness swept over. What else is there to say? Why? Walking around for decades, do I still have to live a life that is worse than death? I really don't know what's the point of such a life. In this future, there is only endless despair. It's better to give yourself a knife, to be true. No. No. I can't keep being a dog. Yuan Juxiang. Yuan Hang, will never succumb to this world. The reason why I choose to change my name is because I want to change my appearance. No. This is absolutely not possible. This is not what I want. This would make me extremely sad. Yuan Juxiang's forehead was covered with cold sweat at the moment, and the sweat dripped down his cheeks crazily, and it was difficult to control himself in an instant. Yuan Juxiang is absolutely unwilling to go back to such a life. We can't let Wang to succeed. I want to assassinate him before he succeeds. As long as he is dead, no one can control me. Yes, that's it. Whirring. Yuan Juxiang bit his lips tightly, his thoughts gathered here, and the posture of gnashing his teeth was fully displayed. Bloody heart, let alone tell anyone. This wave is completely numb to this point. Also make a chicken. Sand sculpture. All sand sculptures. That's it. Just toss like this. Bloody battle. Bloody battle. Feel the excitement a bit. The consciousness is clear, and the posture of gnashing teeth is in place. This wave is directly invincible. Others, say a hammer. War. 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 Yuan Juxiang stared at the divine ladder gradually floating down from the sky, and he had already gathered 10,000 attentions. All willpower is completely ignited at this moment. That's how it feels. The stabbing is boundless. Invincible. 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 The more you think about it, the more exciting it is. Shortness of breath, expanding consciousness. When everyone thought that the divine ladder was falling straight towards Wang Tu's position, some accidents always happened. The ladder is turning. Stimulate. It's really exciting. Everyone was shocked. ICAO. Are they all this awesome now? Good guy, this is still a dick. Wang Tu is naturally the one who is most stimulated at this moment. God ladder. My divine ladder. This is my divine ladder. Come here. Come here. Bastard. You bastard. Die. Die. Who dares to take away my magic ladder? I will kill him in minutes. Damn dog thing. Die. Everyone should die. Get out. Get out of here. Dog things. All dog things. Ah. Ah. Excited shouts followed, and the eyes stretched out, and crazy thoughts gathered one after another, and immediately, there was an extremely crazy impact. After the shanty turned a corner, it drifted straight towards the position where Fang Fan and the others were doing. In fact, to be honest, their original location is still some distance away from this divine ladder. But this divine ladder is willing to rush over. Really, sometimes a lot of things can't be said well, really badly said. What you may have felt out of your grasp, may be within your grasp right now. An inexplicable sand sculpture feeling invaded the whole body, and then gradually fell into numbness. In this wave, let's talk about a hammer. At the end, I fell into the final numbness and couldn't extricate myself. The sporadic prelude gradually came to an end. Such an idea, let alone tell anyone. Basically, that's it. For the rest, say a hammer. Nothing, just no fluttering. Good guy. Is this divine ladder rushing straight at me? Huh? What do you mean? Am I the FK the right one? Are you all so optimistic about me? This, how embarrassed I am. Ah this. Ah this. Bai Piao's eyes lit up, and he immediately became excited. While talking at the moment, he nodded frequently. Fang Fan is too lazy to talk to Bai Piao, this guy has always felt good about himself. It's no use talking too much to this guy. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 3989. At this moment, Fang Fan couldn't help tightening Xiao Xiao in his arms, and then he held her in his arms, and a different kind of brilliance flickered in his eyes, and everything was said without saying a word. Xiao Xiao should be regarded as the most special among them all. Fang Fan didn't think that people like himself and Bai Piao could arouse the special reaction of this divine ladder. Facts have proved that Fang Fan's premonition is completely correct. Whoosh! A bright light flashed and slapped the airs, followed by the magic ladder, and it fell into Xiaoxiao's hands naturally. Xiao Xiao blinked, and a look of doubt appeared on her face. Not much else to say, I still feel a little confused at the moment. This seems to be different from what was expected. What's going on? The more I look at it, the more I feel a little flustered. All kinds of consciousness condensed in the mind are somewhat uncontrollable. It doesn't feel, really right? All eyes of the audience were focused on Xiao Xiao. Why did this divine ladder fly onto a little girl by itself? Is there something special about this little girl? I'm CAO. This divine ladder is not choosing its own owner, is it? Damn. There must be a big problem here. It's time for a husky dog. Just do it. Kill him in minutes. Blood battle. Continue the bloody battle. Don't be reckless. Thrust. Thrust. Excited shouts gathered around him, and the black line on his forehead became more and more clear. Panting for breath at this moment, his eyes gradually turned blood red. The extreme sense of repression is in place, appearing crazy and numb. Now Xiao Xiao has become the target of public criticism. For these people, there is only interest in their eyes. Only endless benefits. But if these interests cannot be kept, the heart will become anxious and restless. This feeling is sometimes understandable. It's just that sometimes it's really a bit wrong. My divine ladder. This is clearly my divine ladder. Why? Why did you take away my divine ladder? Bastards. You bastards. Kill you. Kill you all. Ah. Ah. Let you snatch my divine ladder. Asshole. Asshole. All kinds of anxious shouts gradually exploded in my mind. Wang Tu, the first-class saint in the Temple of the Alliance of Light, is now acting like a lunatic, and then rushes over in a frenzy. While speaking, his face was full of murderous intent. Crazy will, let alone anyone. He had pre-ordered that this divine ladder was his. Even 10 seconds ago, he still believed so firmly. He thinks it's all true. But now why did he become such a ghost? Obviously gave him so much hope, why let him despair at the last moment? Oh shit. Grass. It's husky time. On purpose. Oh shit. Damn thing. Dogecoin. Absolute. It was definitely on purpose. At this moment, the more I think about it, the more chaotic my heart becomes. The posture of gnashing teeth was fully displayed, and for a while, his thoughts were completely messed up to the extreme. Damn thing. It's all dog stuff. Ah. I see. Die. Go to hell. Get ready for battle. Bloody battle. Gothic Destroyer Gatling Legion. Shoot everyone. Comprehensive attack. Blood Shuro Legion. Prepare for full battle. Be ready to activate the Legion's exclusive skill Sura Unity at any time. Titan Warrior Legion. Guards on the left and right sides. Fang Fan snorted secretly, and a savage look flickered in the depths of his eyes. It's already reached this time, and there is nothing to say. Next, just follow the established pace and fight bloody. Such an idea, let alone tell it to anyone. This wave is extremely numb. This also plays with a hammer. Bloody battle. Bloody battle. Continue the bloody battle. The thoughts gathered here, and the sound of panting became more and more real. What I want is such a feeling. Very real and very frank. Wang Tu at this moment is no longer comparable to before. Wang Tu before was only in the strong demigod state, but now, he has reached the peak demigod state. The improvement in combat power is not just as simple as doubling. At this moment, crazy combat power has long been derived. That taste and feeling fluttered wildly in his mind, and gradually, he became numb on the spot. It also plays with the hammer. Nothing, nothing, nothing at all. In the end, it's completely numb, isn't it? What's the point? Husband. Kathy flew over directly. After the previous two comprehensive upgrades, Kathy at this moment has also changed in an all-round way. In the past, Kathy was only in the weak demigod state, but now her cultivation level has also risen to the strong demigod state. Adding Shen Xiu, another strong demigod of the Protoss, if the two cooperate, Wang Tu, who is fighting for the top demigod, still has a little chance. After all, the strong demigods of the Protoss are stronger than the strong demigods of the light camp. Although it is not comparable to the top demigod of the light camp, but looking carefully, there is not much difference. In this matter, the mentality must be stable. Be sure to stay safe. Relatively speaking, this is the top priority. If you can't stand still, you will rush to the street. Wang Tu was extremely anxious at the moment, but under the full-scale confrontation between Kathy and Shen Xiu, he had no chance to rush over, and his heart immediately became anxious to the extreme. The posture of gnashing teeth followed, and for a moment, he was completely numb on the spot. Damn thing. Damn it. It's all dog stuff. The more I think about it, the more chaotic my heart becomes. For a moment, I want to completely suppress everything in front of me. This wave, there is no chance of resistance. Basically, that's it. It's real, and it's poignant. The last, is the prelude to the end. It's nothing, just keep fluttering. Very stable. Very stable. Roll. Get out. Go away. Go away. Ah. Ah. What are you doing? What exactly do you want to do? I chopped you alive. Ah 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 ah. The crazy roar gradually surged in place in his mind, and for a while, his mentality collapsed on the spot. This wave, there is no more nonsense. Gradually numb. This also plays with a hammer. With this in mind, his face is extremely depressed. Be mine. It's all mine. This was originally. It was my chance. How dare you snatch it? Ah. Ah. It's not good. It's not good to die. Kill you. Kill you. The roar almost completely covered everything around. The voice became more and more irritable. For a moment, the momentum of the audience was suppressed. Too crazy. Crazy hard, let's talk to someone. Wang Tu has already shown all his trump cards. Now it is completely a life-for-life style of play. Desperate. Completely crazy. Divine system of the strongest card supplier in the end times, Doomsday strongest card supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 3990. It's just that at this time, the more anxious you are, the worse it will be. Originally, Wang Tu still had a certain advantage against Cathy and Shen Qiu who were in the demigod realm. But gradually, this advantage gradually disappeared. Not only does it no longer exist, even all advantages have completely disappeared at this time. That's basically it. With a glance across the past, the expression on his face couldn't help but become complicated. The more he thought about it, the more complicated the expression on his face became, and everything was in plain sight. In this wave, let's talk about a hammer. Tossing to the end, it made me feel so tired. Is it necessary? As for what? Of course, at this time, it's not just Wang who wants to attack Fang Fan and the others. There are really too many people with these messy ideas. Sweeping across the past, his complexion gradually became complicated, and his thoughts fluttered, as if he could not utter a word. Gradually follow numbness, gradually follow nothing. After all, now Xiao Xiao in Fang Fan's arms has got the magic ladder. Of course, Xiaoxiu's sense of presence is relatively low, so she naturally focused her attention on Fang Fan. If we analyze it from this angle, we can only say that this is a very smooth behavior and move. If there is any change or accident, it is obviously nonsense. None of these exist at all. It's nothing, just tossing and fluttering all the time. In this way, it is too unnecessary. No point at all. All ready to fight. Hee. There is more than one jackal, tiger, and leopard. No matter what jumps out, give me a hard hit. Snort. This is clearly asking for it. Since that's the case, there's nothing more to say. At this point, it's basically like this. Fang Fan snorted coldly, he had already made up his mind. Gradually, the light in the eyes flickered little by little. It is more than words. Dark camp, Protoss, neutral camp. Even the surviving cultivators in the light camp are like silver snakes swallowing their snake letter at this moment, and they will swallow their tongues from time to time. Then it moved forward gradually, and the scales all over its body were cracking little by little. Gradually, the bright red blood flowed out little by little, and the surrounding area was completely soaked in blood. There are crises all the time. There are already many practitioners who can't hold back and want to rush over to take advantage of the fire. One by one, the eyeballs seemed to be able to shoot out extreme fireworks, and gradually, everything around them was completely burned into ashes. For a moment, I couldn't say a word, my lips trembled slightly, my thoughts were in a mess, I was completely at a loss, and I didn't know what to say or do at all. Only when she was completely numb did she appear insane. The sense of consciousness collapsed even more. That's all. That's all. No point at all. I knew it was trembling all the time. In the end, what hope and future is there? Didn't he still look like a ghost in the end? Fire. The cruelty in Fang Fan's eyes has gradually revealed. At this time, he was too lazy to warn. Things have come to this point, I am afraid no one will care about these so-called warnings. If that's the case, then let's not talk about it at all, and just start a fierce decisive battle directly. Boom. Bang bang bang. The weak demigod Gothic God Destroyer Gatling Gunner Corps opened fire. Once the 12-weak and demigod Gothic Gatling machine gunners launched a full-scale attack, everything around them would be wiped clean. Wildfire, in spring. Is it like this? Reality. Clear. It looks a bit sandy again. Although these people have experienced several times of improvement in cultivation, their cultivation and combat power have also risen with the tide. But no matter what, one thing is clear, that is, the weak demigod is still the best among them. There are more than 2,000 people present, but even with the addition of quasi-demigods who will be added later, how many people can there be now? Some things, in fact, do not need to say more. Just be clear in your heart. Talking too much, on the contrary, will cause some misunderstandings in others, thinking that you are not good, that you are nothing. Invisibly, these complex thoughts and ideas will exist. For a moment, the picture in front of him was being destroyed bit by bit. There were corpses all over the ground. All kinds of heart-piercing roars followed. This was the price of impulse. When they choose to do this, they should have thought of such a result. The matter has come to this point, it is useless to say more. This scene is so real. Come on. Keep going. Take advantage of the chance that Saint Wang too will get involved with their two strong demigods. Hurry up and grab the god ladder. Damn it! Are you so humming blind? Or something? Damn it! Don't I want to rush over and snatch it? How the hell am I stupid than you? But if there is such a chance to snatch it, I've already gone to snatch it. The key is that this chance is so slim. Grass. As long as you are not a fool, you can see the truth. Damn it! I've said everything to this point, do you understand? Do you understand? Grass. I really vomited. Go. Fool. If there is a chance, why don't we go? Why can't you see it? Going up now is death. People have already calculated you well. Although Saint Wang to involved their two strong demigods, there are still two strong demigods over there. Besides, these people with weird weapons are even more powerful. Bastard. Bastard. All bastards. Whirring. I'm furious. I can't take it anymore. I really can't take it anymore. Get out. Get out. You have to continue to die, I will not accompany you. I will run first as a respect. Day. Run slower. Wait for me. I'm really scared right now. Speed up. Slip. Hurry up. Run away. Hey. It's getting cold. Make a few. Run faster. All kinds of shouts around gradually became chaotic, and the attitude of gnashing teeth flashed in an all-round way. For a while, everyone's thinking seemed to be divided. Some of them wanted to sprint over directly, but some of them already felt useless in their hearts, and they were already running away after being frightened. If people are not in harmony, it is easier to deal with it. All of a sudden, a wave of full-scale bombardment was launched. Everything in front of me was wiped clean.